Today we go down in the depths of the dungeons and we fight off bats and rats and skeletons and stuff like that.
This episode is brought to you by the Roku over-the-top television device.
Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here. Welcome to iPad 365, the show where we look at an app a day to keep your iPad in play. It is Tuesday. We do games on Tuesday just like we always do, and today is no different because we've got a game for you to play. In the meantime, hey, we're over at Twitter at iPad365. You can also check us out at iPad365show@gmail.com. That's the email address. Please feel free to email us there. We got a quick survey over at Geekazine.com/survey. 5 quick questions. What do you like? What don't you like about the show? Speaking of which, I'd like to thank everybody that's been coming to the YouTube channel lately. We've been getting our views increased, and that's great. And of course, we've got that Listly list out there, the top 15 shows that you guys have really delved into. You seem to like that Temple Run game. That was a fun one. And of course, the most watched video so far has been Pet Dreamhouse. That's in the 90-day span. Of course, we're fast approaching show number 100. The first 100 days, the first 100 episodes. I guess that's how that works. So we'll kind of celebrate on the 100th episode and go from there. In the meantime, we've got a game to play, and this game is a lot of fun. Now, the name of the game is 100 Rogues, and what it is basically a dungeon game. Well, if you don't know what a dungeon game is, it's you are somebody and you go down into a depths, a dungeon or a basement or a sub-basement or a sub-sub-basement, you know, and you go down and you fight bats and you fight skeletons and you fight wizards and well, it depends on the game, of course, but with this one, yeah, you fight skeletons, bats, and wizards, and other things. You can pick up clothing, you can pick up food, you can pick up wands, darts, and knives, and swords, and you increase your power, and then you just keep going. And then you come up, the first big attack is, I believe, a big old genie that you turn around, you have to fight him, and then of course he's sending these little scarabs that shoot out acid, and you got to attack those, and you got to attack the genie. But once you get that through that, then you go to the next level, and it works just like, you know, a regular 80s game you might have found on the NES. If you are an NES fan, you might really enjoy this type of game on the iPad because it does have an 8-bit feel to it, and that's what I really like about this game. And you're just basically moving your character around. It's a little bit tough at first to try and figure out everything. I had a heck of a time figuring out what those ampersands meant. Just standing over them going, well, what do I do? Does this increase something? Does this decrease something? What? But then I found out, and it's all good. So, but yeah, you can collect stuff like nets and scrolls and stuff like that. There's even shops where you can buy scrolls and darts and poison darts and all that other good stuff. It's a pretty fun little game. Once again, it's called 100 Rogues, and it's in the App Store, and it's available now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stop dreaming, start streaming. Get yourself a Roku. If you go over to Geekazine.com/Roku, Geekazine.com/Roku, you can buy an over-the-top television device and start cutting your cable now. What is an over-the-top television device? It lets you watch stuff, movies, TV shows, all from your TV on in your living room without having to have a big old computer there, without having to have cable there. You can get Netflix, you can get Amazon, you can get Hulu, you can get my show, iPad 365, hello, and of course a whole bunch of other content creators that are creating content over the web, and you can get it right on your TV at home. Roku is a great box. I use it all the time. I just got done watching an episode of Doctor Who. Really excited about the new series being on Netflix and Amazon for that matter. But check it out yourself. Prices as little as $49. Of course, if you want to get the Angry Birds game with that and many other games, you would have to get the $99 version. But you can check that out. Nothing over $99 for over-the-top television at its best. That's at Roku. Go over to Geekazine.com/Roku to find out more. And that's the show for today. What'd you think? Are you ready to kill some zombies and some skeletons and some wizards and stuff like that? It's a fun little game, and I got pretty addicted on it. I spent a few hours last night just playing it and making sure I knew all the nuances, and I'll probably keep that on my iPad for a little while. That's the problem with games, is I have to load one game and then I'm running out of memory, and then I got to get rid of other games or programs, so I have to get rid of those. So I'll keep going until I absolutely have to remove that program from my system. So anyway, Twitter is iPad365. Of course, you can email me at iPad365show@gmail.com. We're going to be back tomorrow. We've got a couple things that we're going to talk about, a nice iPad app, and then another stand for you, especially you musicians out there that need one for your iPad. And then, until then, in 24, we will see you with another episode of iPad 365. Geek out.
You should follow Graphite on Twitter at GraphiteINC.